Hello everyone, you're watching Simply Vegetarian and I'm Jeeta.
Lately, I've been late in posting new recipe videos as I'm spending much of my time working, or let's say getting familiar with my new oven. So I just thought of baking and sharing some eggless checkerboard cookies recipe with you. And they're very easy to prepare at home with the melt in the mouth texture and taste by just using some simple basic ingredients like maida, sugar and butter. So let's find out the recipe.
Here's I've taken 150 grams of unsalted butter, and this is in room temperature. It's neither too soft nor too hard. Now beating until soft, either a spatula, hand whisk or a wooden spoon will work. Loosen up the butter. So this was the first step. Second step, adding powdered sugar 80 grams. Here icing sugar could also be used. Such fine powdered sugar will keep my cookies soft for many days. I can store them in an airtight container. Of course, caster sugar can also be used, and replacing with regular granulated sugar makes flat crispy cookies. So you can decide which one you'd choose. Now I require to blend them until creamy and fluffy. And this is the most important step while preparing cookies. Adding salt 1/4 teaspoon and vanilla essence 1/2 teaspoon. But here vanilla is optional. The basic ingredients are flour, butter and sugar. Having combined butter, sugar, essence and salt, now it's time to add the flour. This is a mixture of 210 grams of all-purpose flour and 50 grams of corn flour. Now cornstarch helps to bind cookies and keep it soft and tender. Bringing them all together into a smooth dough. One thing to be noted here is let's not overmix the dough, or else it'll end up adding too much air, aerating the dough, which can cause the cookies to rise and fall and leaving it with flat and extra crispy cookies. Now at this point, since it's an eggless cookie, if you find difficult to bind the ingredients into a dough, then you can add a tablespoon of milk and check. The dough is almost done. Now time to chill the dough in the refrigerator, but before that I'm going to divide into 3 portions, keeping one plain vanilla, second portion for chocolate flavor and the third one for the cookie rim, the border. I have kept my cling wrap ready here to wrap the dough, and I'll wrap them separately. Either eyeball and divide them equally, or can weigh and divide. One of this keeping aside and wrapping the other one, giving the shape of a flat disc so that it will be easier to roll out later. Now in this dough I am adding 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, incorporating all into it and converting into a chocolate dough. And wrapping this one as well. This is the third portion. Now these will set inside the fridge for minimum 2 hours, or you can keep it overnight. After around 2 hours, these are firmly set and ready to work with. First I am taking this plain vanilla and the thickness I have rolled out is about 1 centimeter. Dividing into 2 halves. Checking both for equal length. Rolling out slightly. Unwrapping the chocolate flavored one, and I'll do the same to this one as I've done to the vanilla. And height and size for both has to be same. So let me adjust first. Keeping this aside and working with the other half. Now this will be 4 layers of chocolate and vanilla. As you can see, my dough has become very soft. It's come to the room temperature, so it started crumbling. Now I cannot work further, so it's better I'll chill this in the fridge again for another 1 hour to set again firmly before I start cutting them. Once it comes back to the room temperature, chilling the dough in the fridge is very essential. This allows the fat to settle, to cool, and while we bake, the cookies will not spread out too much, and it gives the cookies a soft texture too after being baked. Now just a note here, this particular video file got corrupted, which I found later while editing, so I had to prepare this another batch next day, which you can see here now working. This is after 1 hour, it's out of the fridge. Now I'll cut them into about 1/2 centimeter stripes. So let me mark first, marking the center to divide. For accurate measurement, you can use a ruler or a tape. Also, I have kept some water in this bowl with a brush to stick the layers. Slightly brushing the strip with water and placing the other one on top of it, but with alternate sides. The chocolate goes upon the plain vanilla. So I need to adjust this way to get that checkerboard effect. And you have to work a bit faster if living in a place where the temperature outside reaches 40 degrees Celsius. In this way, I repeated the procedure and gave 7 layers for a rectangular checkerboard shape, and later with the remaining dough, I made square ones. Again, my dough has come back to the room temperature. It's become very soft and delicate to work with. I'll wrap this and keep it in the refrigerator to chill for at least 30 minutes. But if you live in a cold place and the temperature, the weather there is 21 degree to 25 degrees Celsius, then you can easily continue with the next step. After 30 minutes of chilling, I have this dough firmly set and the other one for the border. First, I'll roll this out into 1/2 inch thickness. This dough seems thick, I'll trim a bit. I don't want to dust extra flour, so this is what I'll do. I'll cover the top also with the same wrapper and then start rolling out. We'll give this cover 1/2 centimeter as well. checking if it's rolled out evenly. Now peeling the top layer and placing the block of dough upon it at the middle. Carefully required to fold and cover and remove the extra dough. Folding it firmly so that it sticks to the dough, or can also brush all sides of the block with water and stick the cover. Again, trimming the excess on both sides. Wrapping all sides firmly. Now goes for the final chill in the refrigerator. Minimum 30 minutes, maximum 1 hour. After 1 hour, this block is set ready to be cut into checkerboard shapes. But before that, a tray with parchment paper on it is required on one side so that I can directly place upon it. Also, at the same time, another important step is to preheat the oven at 190 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. Till then, I'll finish cutting those cookies. First, marking the dough for equal size, just about more than half a centimeter. This looks perfect. I'll cut them and place it on the tray while still cold. My checkerboard cookies are ready to be baked, and also not supposed to overcrowd the tray, at least keeping a distance of about 2 centimeters. Now these will go into the preheated oven and I'll bake them for 20 minutes at 190 degrees Celsius. Now 20 minutes at 190 degrees may sound quite a long time to bake cookies. Usually they suggest you to bake at 170 to 180 degrees Celsius for 10 to 12 minutes. But as I have been experimenting recently on this new oven, it really took me 20 minutes to bake. So my suggestion is better get to know your oven well and then bake. It might just take 12 minutes to bake them. Now these are well baked out of the oven. I'll keep them aside and let them cool down completely. And these were the previous ones, the file that got corrupted halfway. I even prepared the square ones with a chocolate border. Here I took only 4 layers of the stripes for the checkerboard effect. Rest follows the same procedure. And I learned that the 3 important steps to be followed while baking cookies are: first, Cream butter and sugar until creamy. Second, chill the dough for 1 hour, 2 hours or overnight in the fridge. And always bake cookies while they are still cold for a flavorful, slightly crisp on the outside and soft at the same time. So here are my 2 types of checkerboard cookies ready. They are also known as icebox cookies since they are refrigerated and sliced. These are eggless and buttery with chocolate vanilla taste. Best to be eaten fresh within a week, but can be stored for 2 weeks in an airtight container. And if you're not in a hurry, freeze the dough for a few days and when required, slice and bake to enjoy with tea, milk or coffee. Hope you like this video along with the recipe. So go ahead, try yourself and surprise your loved ones. See you soon in my next video. Till then, please like, share, comment and subscribe. Simply Vegetarian if you haven't yet. Thank you.